Hey folks, my name is Chance Norris and welcome to my channel. So this actually wasn't the first video that I planned to do on this channel. I planned to do kind of a lighthearted, more uplifting kind of biography video on Harvey Milk and the importance of Harvey Milk, but due to certain events, I thought this video was kind of more appropriate. I also want to apologize for the glare on my glasses. This is all a work in progress, so hopefully as time goes on, things will get better. But if you didn't see this on Twitter or you didn't see Lohanthony's video, Lohanthony recently came out saying that he is practicing Christian celibacy. There's actually a little bit of a miscommunication on this subject. A lot of people are reporting that he went through conversion therapy and that he supports conversion therapy, but I watched his entire video entitled Conversion Therapy and God's Truth, and in that video he actually says that he does not support conversion therapy. He also doesn't mention anything at all about himself going through conversion therapy. So going off of that, the things that people have been saying about him supporting conversion therapy and that he went through conversion therapy, those are just rumors and speculation. But with that being said, I do feel like this is a conversation that needs to happen. So in this video, I specifically want to tackle the damage that conversion therapy can and does inflict on minors and young adults. So for those who don't know, what is conversion therapy? Conversion therapy is a multitude of dangerous practices that attempts to change somebody's sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression. These practices can include talk therapy, electroshock therapy, treating LGBTQ plus identities as addiction issues like drugs and alcohol, non-evidence-based regression techniques, framing homosexuality as a pathology, among many other things. This type of therapy is widely discredited by many notable mental health organizations, and 22 places across the country have implemented laws or regulations protecting minors from these dangerous practices. And there's also been a significant increase in cities and counties enacting similar protections. However, even with laws being put into place, these practices continue to happen due to continual changes in terminology to avoid detection. Another method used to evade the law is by masking these practices as the supposed treatment for real conditions like sex addiction. So now that you know the basics of what conversion therapy is, let's explore some of the early forms of it. As an additional warning, some of these things might be really triggering for some people, so please proceed with caution. One of the earliest records of conversion therapy was in 1899 by a German psychiatrist at a conference on hypnosis. I'm gonna look at my computer to pronounce this name, and I also apologize in advance for butchering this name. Albert von Schreneck notes had claimed with 45 hypnosis sessions as well as a few trips to the brothel, he had successfully cured a man's homosexuality. Later in the 1920s, thanks to a theory by Eugene Steinick, they performed testicle transplant surgeries, believing that homosexuality was rooted in a man's testicles. During these transplants, a gay man was castrated and then given heterosexual testicles. When theories then started to kind of shift on homosexuality and it started to be looked at as more of a mental health disorder, electroconvulsant therapy was starting to get used as well as lobotomies. Robert Galbraith Heath pioneered a technique that sent shocks through electrodes that were directly implanted into the brain. He would also hire prostitutes and use heterosexual porn to try to change gay men's sexualities. And then aversion therapy became increasingly popular. Aversion therapy is a technique that's used in an attempt to create disgust amongst LGBTQ plus identities in regards to homosexuality. People were given a variety of different chemicals to induce vomiting, and others were given electrical shocks. And sometimes they were given electrical shocks in their genitals while viewing gay porn or cross-dressing. It wasn't until the late 60s and early 70s that psychiatric institutions started to rethink their original assessment that homosexuality could be cured. Finally, in 1973, the American Psychiatric Association removed homosexuality from its list of psychiatric disorders. So now that you know the basics and its earliest forms, let's talk about everybody's favorite thing, statistics. San Francisco University found that compared to LGBTQ young people who were not rejected or only a little rejected because of their gay or transgender identity, highly rejected LGBTQ young people were 8.4 times more likely to report having attempted suicide, 5.9 times more likely to report having high levels of depression, 3.4 times more likely to use illegal drugs, and 3.4 times more likely to be at a high risk of HIV and STDs. Nearly 700,000 LGBTQ plus adults from 18 to 59 in the US have received conversion therapy, and about 350,000 of those adults received treatment as an adolescent. 20,000 LGBTQ plus young people from 13 to 17 will receive conversion therapy from a licensed healthcare professional before the time they reach 18 in the 41 states that have still yet to ban the practice. 6,000 LGBTQ plus young people from 13 to 17 who live in states that have banned conversion therapy would have received conversion therapy by a licensed healthcare professional if the states had not banned the practice. 57,000 youth from 13 to 17 will receive conversion therapy from a spiritual or religious advisor before they reach 18. All of these numbers are from UCLA Williams Institute and can be found on GLAAD's website, and there will be a link in the description below. Conversion therapy is a dangerous and discredited practice that should be banned countrywide to protect LGBTQ+ young people and adults alike. I will also be leaving links to some petitions that you can sign in the description below. I also want to say thank you to the Trevor Project, HRC, GLAAD, History.com, Wired, and HuffPost for being the sources for this video. I will also be leaving links directly to my sources in the description below. If you like this video, consider leaving a like, consider leaving a comment, or consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this in the future. Thank you all for watching, and have a good day.